tortilla rollers as last-minute Christmas gifts. Today we're making a tortilla roller or a small rolling pin if you don't make tortillas, but why wouldn't you? So the secret to a good tortilla is to roll it in one direction only. It's not a pie crust. And sometimes you don't need a big rolling pin in order to roll out tortillas. So a friend of the family in Fort Stockton years ago, Tennessee, gave us a tortilla roller and showed us how to make authentic flour tortillas. And so ever since, I've always had this tortilla roller. So we're going to show you how to make your own today and create a really last minute fun gift that maybe most people aren't expecting. The tortilla roller starts out as an 8-foot long dowel rod that you can get at your local hardware store. It's 1.25 inches in diameter. Then we divided it up into 10-inch sections. My original one is actually 8.5, but my husband, the voice of reason, likes to make everything very even, and so we did 10-inch sections on the dowel rod to make it easier to cut. And so you can see him actually measuring, whereas I probably would have just eyeballed it, which is why he's the voice of reason and I'm not. Once you've marked your dowel rod into either 8.5 or 10-inch sections, then you want to cut it. Now here my husband is using a Sawzall. You can use a old-fashioned hand saw. You can use a table saw. You can pretty much use any kind of cutting tool. My husband, because I've cut myself on a bread knife before, has chosen to rightly do the cutting for me, and he usually gets suckered into my little projects. So I do appreciate him because he's an awesome husband. But you can see that he's cutting. We do wear safety glasses whenever you cut anything. He's using the sawhorses to keep it upright. And then he's gradually moving it down. And you'll notice that as he gets closer, he flips it over so that the larger end is what he's holding on to. And then you cut the shorter end. So that's a little trick of the trade to not get the saw close to your hand or anything like that. So safety glasses, gloves, just being very protective. And then this is the finished product. We ended up with 9 pieces of dowel rod at 10 inches apiece and 1 6-inch drop. After the dowel rods are cut, then you're going to take sandpaper and sand the ends. I used 100 grit for the ends, and I used about a 220 for the middle parts. They're already smooth, so you just want a fine grain sandpaper for the middle just to kind of smooth off any blemishes, but you're going to need a rougher one for the ends, especially where they've cut. After they're sanded to your specifications, then you're going to want to stain them. We used a Minwax that had the stain and the polyurethane in it all together, which made it easy because it kind of protects it, because this is something that's going to get washed in the sink, soap and water, not the dishwasher, although mine has gone through the dishwasher a time or two. But basically you're going to want to stain them and just do a light coat of them and let them dry. And then if you need to do a second coat, take some steel wool and buff them in between coats, and then definitely wash them with soap and water before you are finished with them, and then dry them off. And now they're ready to use or to give. So in one afternoon, you can make last-minute Christmas gifts. I use mine in baking my pies and bread dough, rolling out cookie dough, and tortillas. So give an unusual gift this year to the baker in your family or your friends.